How's it going? Can I help you? Hey, welcome to the Sidonia Trade Authority. Sounds like a plan. I can also take stuff off your hands too, if that's something you're interested in. See you around.
Proud to be a UC Marine. Hoorah!
What can I help you with?
Lifting off. Stay in orbit or jump. Your call.
The people here live a simple life. Try not to complicate it. Feel free to look around, but do not touch. Don't stay outside for too long here on Titan. You will freeze solid without the proper protection.
This is a boring assignment, but let's keep it that way. Enjoy your visit here.
It's one thing to learn about early colony life. It's another to experience it. I'm learning so much here. Everyone should visit at least once in their life. I still can't believe people actually live like this.
Careful. There are some dangerous areas around here that are not part of any tours. Normstead is a living history exhibit, but these are real people, so please be kind to them.
Did you know the museum here is full of old Earth artifacts? Cool, huh?
We take vandalism seriously here. You don't mess with history. Welcome to New Homestead.
Hello.
Off-worlders always ask how I can live here. I wonder how they can live anywhere else.
Heads up if you're planning on going to Chunks. Luther's been bothering anyone with a ship for help. The people here live a simple life. Try not to complicate it.
I could really go for some of Anya's cooking over the Brown Horse. I don't mind the tourists. They help the local economy.
Hello. I'm not really supposed to talk with tourists, but I kind of want to anyway. And I don't think my papa is paying attention. You're not going to tell him, are you? Oh, I guess that's okay. I wouldn't want to make you lie. My mama always tells me it's not good to lie. Now what should we talk about? I think it's pretty fun. And I get to be around my mama and my papa all day, so that's cool. They say we all have to work a little, because it takes all of us to make the community work. Just like on Earth a really, really, really long time ago. Someday, I think it'd be cool to see other places and do other things, but this is fine for now. Not really. There's some, though. Most are around my age. We all go to school in the same room. I don't know. I've never been to any other schools. We mostly learn about the history of the solar system and Earth and stuff like that until we get old enough to go on our learning vacation. That's when we get to leave to go to school somewhere else for a few years, or travel and visit other worlds, try out jobs and stuff. Oh, I can't wait. My mama says it's because he thinks we'd up and leave if we found out about the rest of the worlds out there. But I keep telling him, I love it here, and I love him, and I would never leave him. He doesn't believe it. He says the kids almost always want to leave when they grow up. But not me. Nope. I just want to visit somewhere else. Maybe. Thanks for taking the time to talk with me.
Sure would be nice to get off-world sometime. You get used to the methane processing smell after a while.
Some of us are quite happy with our lives here. We don't need tourists distracting us with their flights of fancy. We get a lot of tourists out this way, but most of them aren't so bold as to strike up conversations with us. What's your deal? You seem genuine enough. So what can I do for you? From what I know about farming elsewhere, it's largely the same. Big difference is that we need to import or make our own soil. And we need to be extra careful with our temperature control. Titan's surface is frozen, and it's not much better just below it with the ice caves. Then it's just a matter of artificial sunlight and supplying CO2 for the crops. It's not too challenging. We get a lot of tourists out this way, but most of them aren't so bold as to strike up conversations with us. What's your deal? Sorry, usually when the tourists say that, it means they want something. Free local produce, a picture, or something else I don't intend to give. So what can I do for you? Well, for one, it's my wife Mara's farm. I just had the good fortune of marrying into it. It's been in her family for generations. We're the best source of fresh produce in the colony. Not like that processed junk we get from off-world, and certainly nothing like that eyesore chunks. From what I know about farming elsewhere, it's largely the same. Big difference is that we need to import or make our own soil. And we need to be extra careful with our temperature control. Titan's surface is frozen, and it's not much better just below it with the ice caves. Then it's just a matter of artificial sunlight and supplying CO2 for the crops. It's not too challenging. No worries. You have yourself a day now. We get a lot of tourists out this way, but most of them aren't so bold as to strike up conversations with us. What's your deal? Sorry, didn't mean to come off as unfriendly, but suit yourself.
Hi there. Always nice seeing a new face. It's a little weird that people come here to see what early colony life was like. To me, it's just how we live.
We talked about this, Sylvie. If you want to go here for your learning vacation when you're older, you may, but not until then.
Dear, maybe we should talk about it before we say no?
You know we can't afford to leave the farm. People here depend on us.
I know.
Tell you what, your mom and I will talk about it.
Thanks, Papa.
If you'll pardon me, I'm not in the mood to talk.
Do you come from one of those planets with beautiful skies and fresh air? My, how I'd love to visit one day. Ah, someone new. Are you a tourist, or have you just moved to New Homestead? Well, there's lots to learn. You can always feel free to try one of the historical tours or ask the locals about life here. I'm fascinated by the other worlds in the settled systems. Do you mind if I ask you a question? Oh, wonderful. What's New Atlantis like? Oh my, that sounds incredible. Ever since I overheard one of the tourists speaking about it, I've always wanted to go. We hear about it, of course, but we rarely get much exposure to other worlds beyond the people who come from them to visit our little colony. I wonder if I can convince Nathaniel to go on a trip there with me and our daughter. Do you mind if I ask you another question? Thanks. I promise not to take too much of your time. Is the Freestar Collective as lawless as I've heard? Really? That sounds nice, but what happens if there's a dispute? Who settles it? Do people really just take the law into their own hands at that point? Can people be trusted to do the right thing? Gosh, I'm sorry, you don't need to answer all of that. I'm just so fascinated by it all. Is it okay if I change the subject? Oh, thank you. Are there really planets full of plants, fresh air, and water? I've read about them. It seems incredible, doesn't it? I've only ever known Titan, and it's always so cold and drab. I've always dreamed of visiting one to breathe the air, feel the warmth of its sun, but my husband is reluctant to leave our home. Can I ask you something else? Oh, wonderful. Is space travel as exciting as it seems? Well, you've convinced me that I simply must go sometime. Most of us here have never left the surface of New Homestead. It's a point of pride among many people, but I've always been curious. Those are all the questions I have at the moment. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day for me.
I can't imagine living here. These people sure are hardy.
Word of advice, steer clear of the doctor here. She really seems to have a problem with tourists for some reason.
Welcome to Chunks. What can I get for you? Hello there. Welcome to the new Homestead Chunks. We've got all your Chunks favorites. Well, almost all of them. Sadly, we're out of the special sauce. I know. But everything else is still that great Chunks food you know and love. So, what can I do for you? You know I do. And what's not to love? It's delicious, nutritious, easy, fast, inexpensive. It sure makes my hungry belly sing for joy. My wife thinks I eat too much Chunks food, but I just can't help myself. It's so good. Oh, you had to go and ask the hard questions, huh? How can I pick just one? There's chicken chunks, beef chunks, potato chunks, cheesesteak chunks, cheesecake chunks. You know what? I'm gonna cheat if you don't mind and just say I love them all equally. Well, people gotta eat, you know? But seriously, I think we're just starting to get with the times a little. And I can't think of a better restaurant than Chunks to usher that in. I think corporate just saw New Homestead as an untapped market. I mean, the locals may not eat it, but the tourists love having a taste of home. If I'm completely honest, it is. And people are always saying how this Chunks can't compare to the real deal. And I just know it's because we never had that mouth-watering sauce. I've been in contact with some of the other restaurants out there, and they'll give me some, but they say they can't afford to send it, and I don't have a ship, so what am I to do? You bet it is. You may not hear people talk about it, but trust me, it's the secret ingredient. It's like the glue that holds it all together. I mean, not literally. I'm not saying it's glue or that our food falls apart. It's delightful. Tangy, savory, a little sweet, but not too sweet. And I've noticed that once people find out we don't have it, sometimes they don't return. It's the reason business isn't as good as other chunks. For real, good question. They haven't said, but I think it has something to do with them prioritizing other chunks over mine. I guess it's made at a different facility than our other food, and they don't even want to pay the shipping cost to ship from another store to ours. Yeah, sometimes I get lucky and a cargo hauler passes through with a route that takes them near other chunks and back again, but there's no guarantee. Wait, for real? You do that? You're not pulling my leg? Oh, of course. Between what I've got personally and the petty cash, I'm sure I can get you what you deserve. So, I know of another chunk that has a case of sauce ready to go for me. I actually cleared it with them just before you arrived. If you mention it to whoever's working the counter there, they'll hook you up. Bring it back here, and we'll be golden. Thanks. Hey, welcome back.
The packaging the protein comes in. I don't see what the appeal is.
Chunks in for everyone, I guess. But I'll tell you, this is the most popular food in the settled system. They must be doing something right.
Maybe it's just me then. Oh well, more for everyone else. Seems like Luther's forgetting his heritage ever since he got a job here.
Did you know the museum here is full of old Earth artifacts? Cool, huh?
is pleasant to see you.
We're locking into orbit now.
No time to talk.
Bit up there, huh? Space. Must be cool. I never want to go to space.
Welcome to Chunks. Please choose your chunks. Thanks for choosing Chunks. Which chunks would you like today? Honestly, you're probably better off not thinking about it. Huh. I thought it was a joke at first, but yet, here you are. Let me get that for you. I wonder why they keep running out so quickly over there. Anyway, tell Luther I said hi.
went to chef school.
Careful. There are some dangerous areas around here.
Did you know the museum here is full of old Earth artifacts? Cool, huh?
Hey, back. People are getting antsy for a special sauce. You got it? Welcome back. Is that special sauce I smell? Ah, I thought so. All right, lay it on me. Let's take a look. You are a real lifesaver. Seriously, I don't know how I'd manage to live without it myself, let alone my customers. Thanks.
Did you see those wind turbines out there? Wow.